Hi, this is Michael Adams for CEORoaster, still at the Munich Edelmetallmesse 2016, and I have a new company. It's SilverCrest, which many of you probably know. The history of the company. Michael Rapsch will tell you a little bit about that. So first of all, thanks for taking the time, Michael, and give us a little bit of background about how SilverCrest came together and you know the transaction. Give us a little bit of background about how SilverCrest came together and you know the transaction.
Thanks for having me, Michael. SilverCrest Metals is a spin-off company from the transaction between first Majestic and SilverCrest Mines. So SilverCrest Mines had an operation asset, Santa Elena mine. It produced gold and silver. First Majestic acquired us in October of last year. During that transaction, again, we did a spin-out called SilverCrest Metals. It came with 6 exploration projects and $5.25 million cash.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. If you think also that we then did a small financing of $2.5 million last year. So we started 2016 with just over $7 million in the bank, and we spent a lot of time and a lot of money on one project. It's called Las Chispas project. We stayed in the state of Sonora in Mexico. We love Mexico because of very good for terms of permitting. You can get your permits for drilling, for exploitation and whatnot really quickly, and that is a huge advantage when you want to advance those projects.
And most of the silver producers are from Mexico, like First Majestic is there, and all the big names are there, and you will become one of the next big names, right?
Well,
that's the plan?
That's the plan, we hope so. We say in our brochure presentations that we want to do it again. Right. So we want to take this Las Chispas project, which we have just completed phase 1 drilling. We want to continue to drill, develop that project, and actually eventually start producing again gold and silver.
And as you mentioned, you have a good track record, because that's the same guys are now leading the companies that used to do with the old SilverCrest, right? So.
That's correct, yeah. Pretty much what you had with SilverCrest Mines, you get with SilverCrest Metals.
Just do it again.
Just do it again, with the exception that Eric Fear is now the president and CEO.
Okay.
And he said he's too young to retire. He just wants to do it again, and he has a, like you said, a great track record. He's a mining engineer and geologist, and in his lifetime, and he has put about 4 mines into production, so he knows how to do it.
Actually, I'm old enough to retire, but I just can't afford it, right? So, but maybe if I invest into SilverCrest. Anyway, what's the situation right now financially, and what are the plans for the next year, for 2017?
That's a good question. So when you look at SilverCrest Metals, we still have $3.6 million cash in the bank. There's only 42 million shares out. So currently, actually, we're trading at a market capitalization of about $120 million. So the share price has done really well over the last 6 to 9 months. And that is due to that we've drilled. We have come up with some very impressive drill results. And so phase 2 drilling will start this month. And the objective is to actually come out with our initial maiden resource. So we'll have by end of June of next year our first resource estimate out. And we hope to, we're conservative, as we always are, that we may have a resource estimate between 15 to 30 million ounces, silver equivalent ounces. And that is just a start. That's kind of what we say, the first pass. Then you keep on drilling and kind of, develop and come out with updated resource estimate throughout the year, next year. We have just received a permit, an underground drilling permit, and with that permit we also have the permission to extract a 100,000 ton bulk sample. This is very important because you usually do those bulk samples to find out more about the metallurgy of a project.
Okay, right. And so is the plan to really do it again and bring this project also to production, or is the plan to maybe sell it later on to First Majestic again, I don't know, some other players. Yeah, what's kind of the end game?
When you look at the location where we are, the Las Chispas project is only 25 kilometers north of the old Santa Elena mine, which is now in First Majestic's hands.
So I have to go to this booth there and ask Keith if he's going to...
If he wants to do that again. But keep also in mind that 25 kilometers northwest, you also have the Mercedes mine, which is now Premier Gold. So we are basically in an area where you already have producing mines, which is probably logistically very good, because when you do that bulk sample, for example, you cannot process it on site, so you got to go and perhaps negotiate a deal with some of these mines. Yeah, but so right now what we are going to focus on is to develop Las Chispas, and whatever happens in the meantime, you know, we deal with it when it comes, right?
And are there any plans to acquire other projects, maybe within Mexico or maybe even outside of Mexico?
We like Mexico for the one reason I said earlier, permitting. We like that jurisdiction. We are always very active in the M&A space, more so maybe on the land acquisition than the corporate acquisition, because if you look at the Las Chispas project, it's about 1,400 hectares large, so it's rather a smaller project. So we're looking at, you know, possible land acquisition within the district or area.
Okay. No, again, I think that was, you know, those guys have a real good track record, and it's definitely worth a look from my point of view. Put the company on your watch list, as Michael said. Yeah, there will be some news releases, there will be a resource next year. So exciting times ahead, and for now, thank you very much.
Michael, thank you.
Take care.